The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season trailer is here, and we are breaking down the biggest moments. Hey everyone, welcome into Shared News. The moment we've all been waiting for, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season trailer is here, and it is jam-packed with drama. We're going to break down the biggest moments. But before we do, if you are new here, please be sure to subscribe to our channel, ring the bell so you never miss out on any Bravo updates. As always, I'm your host, Morgan Wright. And I think coming into this season of Beverly Hills, a while ago, we didn't know what to expect. First season without Lisa Rinna, we have a new housewife, but then this bombshell that broke the Bravosphere dropped in July that Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky were separated. They weren't separated. You threw Morgan Wade into the mix, and we all were wondering how was this going to play out on season 13 of Beverly Hills? Well, if the trailer tells us anything, it's going to play out a lot on season 13. So let's go ahead and get started breaking down the trailer moment by moment and getting our reactions.
Breaking news, Kyle and Mauricio have officially split.
Did they grow apart? Their kids are leaving the home.
There's always been rumors about Mauricio.
Holy sh**.
Yeah, what Garcelle said. I love that this is how they started the trailer because we all remember where we were. I remember it was July 3rd. I was getting ready to have a July 4th cookout when I saw the People magazine headline that Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky were separated. And then the very next day, they both posted a joint Instagram statement not really confirming or denying that they were separated, but just saying that they weren't talking about getting divorced. So I feel like Garcelle's reaction was all of our reaction. So let's go ahead and watch the next clip.
I had no idea.
I had dinner with Mo. He never said they were separated.
You think they're hiding something?
Somebody's cheating.
I think she's been lying.
It's pretty.
I think this is really interesting that you have Dorit and PK, who are arguably the closest to Kyle and Mauricio, talking here on FaceTime, saying that they both had no idea that two of their closest friends were having, a lot of marriage troubles. I don't know if I necessarily believe that because we also see Sutton in this clip saying that she believes someone has been lying. And from what I was gathering while the season was being filmed is that Sutton and Garcelle were kind of on to Kyle and Mauricio. There was a lot of talk about Kyle not wearing her wedding ring and that they were asking questions. And obviously a lot of this is filmed, at least I think, when they picked cameras back up. They kind of did the Scandival treatment of whenever this news broke, they got camera crews and they got everybody's reaction. So I think a lot of it is going to lead up to this moment here with Dorit and PK and everybody else kind of being shocked. But I think we're also going to see Garcelle and Sutton throughout the season start to ask questions and make it known that they're onto them. Let's watch the next clip.
Strangers are like, you made us believe in true love, and now it's
This is true love. There are only two people in this marriage. Everybody else's opinion can off.
I think this is really interesting because a lot of people have the conspiracy theory that the season was tanking because Lisa Rinna wasn't there. There wasn't a lot of drama. Kyle Richards has notoriously been labeled as more of a producer of the show. She kind of knows how to navigate scenes and storylines, and we've never really seen anything about her and Mauricio, even though, like Heather McDonald said in the first 5 seconds, there's been a lot of rumors over the years about Mauricio. So it's like you go back and forth on whether or not you think this is just a storyline to make the season good. But to me, like when you see Kyle Richards crying like this, saying people were telling us that we were the reason they believed in love. I feel like she's an actress, but would she be this good of an actress? Like, can she cry on cue? So I'm leaning more towards this is true. Now, we will get into some other storylines that follow the separation that I think might be a little bit fabricated or exaggerated to make this more interesting. But let's go ahead and keep watching.
Vegas, bitch! Vegas, Vegas, Vegas! Oh my God, we have red phantoms.
Bring on Magic Mike.
Okay, I can't be the only one that was, like, watching this part of the trailer like this. I was like, "I don't know if I should be watching this right now," but I think this is just their way of telling us that this season is gonna be fun. There's gonna be a little bit more lightheartedness to it. It seems like the majority of the women are getting along, that they're gonna be having these fun trips. So let's go ahead and keep watching.
I'm the chef. I hope you enjoy the house.
Thank you, chef. We can tag team him.
Anytime you want.
Yeah, see, kind of the same thing that I just said. They really seem to be enjoying each other's company. We know that Erica is single. We know that Garcelle is single. Sutton is single. So I think there's going to be a lot of that played out through this season if we're going to get some new romantic interest before we get into the other drama and other romantic interests, i.e., Morgan Wade, that we'll see in a little bit. But let's go to the next clip.
Hi, girlie.
Okay, awkward.
Oh, what's all?
Did you know that it's $7 for a naked bundle of Denise Richards on OnlyFans?
I love that Denise is back. I had the unpopular opinion of being a Denise stan whenever she was on Beverly Hills. Not only her, but Camille is walking back through the door. We see Faye Resnick. You know, I feel like lately there's been this resurgence of Housewives coming back, even if it's just for a cameo. You know, Taylor Armstrong going to the Real Housewives of Orange County. People are loving just the small cameos if they're a friend of, if they're just popping in here and there. We know that Erica and Denise have a long time beef. We're going to see a little bit more of that, I believe, in the next clip. But, you know, a lot of people were saying online, Erica should not be talking about Denise Richards' $7 OnlyFans bundle when people are buying her Las Vegas residency tickets also for $7. Is it ironic that they're both being sold for $7? I think it is. Let's keep watching.
You think I'm not gonna go as low as I can?
You're one evil woman.
I am.
At least she admits it, you know? Like, what are you gonna do? That's kind of been my opinion on Erica the whole entire time, is that we're never gonna know what she did know, what she didn't know when it comes to her husband, her estranged husband, you know, the embezzlement, the fraud. But besides that, I just find her to be kind of mean, you know, especially the past 3 seasons. Denise called her an evil woman, and she's like, yeah, I am. So is that self awareness? Sure. Let's just go ahead with that and watch the next clip.
If there was infidelity.
Would you say?
I don't know.
Every time I go online, I see something about someone cheating. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Okay, so this is where we start to get into the whole Mauricio Kyle drama. Now, I think it's interesting here that Sutton says every time I go online, there's something about someone cheating, and where there's smoke, there's fire. I think in more recent years, latter half of that statement has been true. That anytime we've heard this little rumbling about so and so doing this and so doing that, it actually ends up being true. Kyle and Mauricio, though, is one of those ones that we just could not believe. I mean, they've been together for 26 years on the show. They've always portrayed themselves as being a very strong couple, being very in love. You know, anytime it was questioned, it would really upset Kyle. So I don't know. I don't even know what to think of this. And I know I've already said it in the previous clip, but there has also in the past been a lot of rumors about Mauricio, which might be what Garcelle is asking Kyle about here, you know, and she says, I don't know. I think it's just so interesting that this conversation is just now happening for the first time with Kyle. When, you know, if you're an OG Beverly Hills fan, you know, we've been hearing this stuff for years. So I'm glad actually that she is finally addressing it, and we'll see. There's definitely more drama to come.
How did you guys met?
She stalked me.
You put the first letter of your name on her body. What is going on, Kyle?
I'm just glad it's you out there having an affair.
For once, it's me.
Oh, we have to get to that kitchen scene last because that's the best part of the whole entire trailer. But here's the part where I think it starts to get fishy, and that is the Morgan Wade subplot line. Is Kyle, you know, dating Morgan Wade? What is the deal here? And I don't know, something about it just doesn't sit right to me. I mean, it has to be somewhat, orchestrated for them to go to a tattoo shop together with a camera crew, being mic'd up, getting the first, Kyle's initial on her. Um, I don't know what that means, It's like if they knew that people were going to start to question this or they knew that people were paying attention. I will say that the stuff with Morgan Wade started to come out once the separation news was already out. So to me, these are the types of scenes that when they say Bravo picked cameras back up, you know, this is the type of stuff that they would be catching. I think if it's the opposite way around, it kind of proves that it's a fake storyline. Because if they're going to include this, 3 months before the actual news comes out that Kyle and Mauricio are separated, it just feels a bit more planned. I don't know, but that's just my conspiracy theory. Let's go ahead and keep watching.
We are a very strong family, and we always will be. Always will be. Nothing can change.
Okay, yes, the kitchen scene at the end of the last clip in Mauricio's response to that where he was like, "What?" I was like, "Thank you, Kyle Richards, for clapping back in that moment because she's right." I mean, there has been tons of stuff over the years. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse at this point with this point, but there has been tons of stuff about Mauricio and she's like, "Yeah, for once, it's me." And this was the part of the trailer where I was like, "Okay, I don't think that Kyle and Mauricio would include their daughters in on something that was so serious, and impactful to their family unit if it wasn't true." So I do think that they're separated. I do think that this conversation with their girls, they might have had one off camera before having one on camera as well. But I think this is the line. The housewives, I don't even know if it's an unspoken line because it seems pretty clear to from as long as I've been watching Housewives, like you never talk about the kids. It's the husband and the kids that are like the no zone. So I think the fact that we're going to see them have this family sit down says a lot without, coming out and saying that they are getting divorced, which we don't know if they are getting divorced yet. And if you really want to look at clues about their relationship, I mean, this is really like getting out the magnifying glass. But when you think about both of them and their physical transformations over honestly the past year, Kyle has been sober, I think, for about a year, which is amazing, but she's also really got into working out. Mauricio now is on Dancing with the Stars, and he was in the headlines, saying that he's never felt better, that he's proud of the way that he's looking, getting in shape with Dancing with the Stars. So it's like, is that a major red flag that these two are both kind of going through these transition phases where they want to be the best version of themselves, look like the best versions of themselves? You could read into that a couple different ways, in my opinion. Let's go ahead and watch the next clip.
Kyle, where's she?
In denial about something.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think this scene, it's short, but it tells you everything you need to know about the dynamic going into season 13. Like I said, Garcelle and Sutton are definitely going to be the ones pressing Kyle about what is going on between her and Mauricio. And it seems to be this snowball effect that, they pushed the snowball off the top of the hill, not really expecting what was to come at the bottom of the hill. So yeah, those are my predictions for season 13. I'm a little up in the air about what I think about it all because if you really take away the Kyle and Mauricio storyline here, what would they have? Nothing. And that kind of raises some red flags to me, whether or not it's exaggerated or like I said, there's pieces of the story that are exaggerated. But I mean, we'll have to wait and see. The first episode drops on October 25th. Let us know in the comments what you make of it all about Kyle and Mauricio's separation, about the Morgan Wade of it all. If you're happy that Lisa Rinna is not coming back, we love to hear from you guys. And I know this trailer was juicy. So if you have a comment or an opinion, leave it below. If not, make sure you're subscribed to our channel, ring the bell before you go so you never miss out on any Bravo updates. As always, I'm your host, Morgan Wright, and we'll see you back next time on Shared News.